Figure 10.17, using the this pointer. In this example and the next video as well, we're going to be introducing and talking about a special pointer that's accessible to you in most member functions of your class. It's called the this pointer. It's the word this, and the this pointer always references or points to the current object that's being manipulated by a given member function. And for this first example, we just have a mechanical introduction to the this pointer so that we can talk about it. It turns out that all of the member functions we've been defining so far have been using the this pointer implicitly to access not only the data members of the class, but also the other member functions of the class when those were being called from inside the body of the class. So let's take a look at our simple little class called test here, which has a constructor that receives an integer with the default value 0. It also has a constant print member function to display the value of its private piece of data x. We have a constructor that initializes x in the member initializer list to the value that it receives as a parameter to the constructor. And we have our print function, which is where we're demonstrating the key part in this example. Now, so far, when we've worked with our member functions of our different classes, every time we wanted to use a piece of data from the class, we would typically mention that piece of data by name, which is what we're doing here. And just scrolling up a little bit, again, we can see that x is part of the private data in class test. Because print is part of class test, it can see the piece of data called x, and when we say to output x here, we expect to see whatever its value is currently displayed on the screen. Now, implicitly, it turns out that the this pointer is being used on line 28, and really the expression that just says x on line 28 is behind the scenes this arrow x saying for this current object of class test that we're manipulating, access its x piece of data. So there's an implicit use of the this pointer on line 28, and here is the same thing being done explicitly as well. Now, one of the things that's interesting about explicitly typing this and an arrow is that in most IDEs, you'll get a little window that'll pop up. In Microsoft land, this is called the IntelliSense window, and it's showing you all of the members of the class that are available to be placed on the right side of that arrow operator. So it actually can be useful when you're writing code inside of your class to do this so that you can see what class members are currently accessible and be able to specify those class members. And here, if I want to use x, I can just double click it and it will insert that member for me. And then separately, because this is a pointer, we wanted to show you that you can also dereference the pointer, and when you dereference the pointer, that moves you from the pointer to the actual object that it points to, and when you have an actual object, you can access its member through the dot operator. So when we dereference this and then take that expression and apply the dot operator to it, we can then access the members inside the object, and in this case we access the member x once again. And to show you that this all worked, in main we create a test object of class test, give it the initial value 12, and call print. And what we should expect is that the value 12 will be displayed 3 times, once implicitly using the this pointer, once explicitly using it, and once explicitly using it by dereferencing it, then using the dot operator to access the member of the object. So if I stop there and run this program, you'll see in the output that indeed the value of x, which is 12 in this program, is displayed 3 times. In the next video, we'll take a look at another way in which the this pointer can be used to enable what we call function call cascading, or cascading function calls, which basically allows you to implement a chain of function calls in one statement.